Alright, well, you know what? Since we have an event going on right now, I might as well just do this right now. Since our Titan demonstration got kind of cut short because, well, there really isn't much to do with it. It's like do a daily, waste waste a currency to do a daily to hit a button on a refinery, and come back tomorrow. That's it. That's all we got with the Titan. So earlier we were talking about a particular ship prime, a ship XP prime rather. So let's just take a look. Here we go. All right. So we're not using, I mean, I've got 5 of 11 on here. We'll keep it static. I need to get some points on this auger. So let's go ahead and do it to level it up so I can scrap it eventually. So let's just go ahead and for science, we're going to find out what my baseline number is, and to keep it consistent, we're killing what I feel are the best hostiles in the game for ship XP grinding, which are level 40 Eclipse transports. Typically speaking, you're in the neighborhood of, I'm in the neighborhood now, again, because of my research, because of my fleet commander bonuses and things like that. I'm in the neighborhood usually of like 13 to 15,000 per kill on these things. There are also additional officers that you can use from Pike as captain. I'm sorry, Pike's officer ability gives you a boost. Talon's captain's ability gives you a ship XP boost. Goon also has an officer ability that gives you a ship XP boost. You could use all 3 of them together. I think you actually work out better if you do like Pike with Moreau to get a boost. Or if you happen to have these other guys that are currently terribly sourced, these 4 people, they come in that Shakedown Cruise Pack, which I don't know what they're selling for these days because it comes out so infrequently. Is it $20 still, I think, for these guys? You can get these 4 officers, and their officer abilities also give additional XP based on whatever ship you're on, and they are part of Pike's group. So if you did Pike as captain instead of having to use like Moreau to give Pike the bonus, you could use the appropriate one of these people, and I think that's actually the most ideal situation because then you're getting a secondary ship XP boost, boosting Pike's captain's ability, which then reciprocates and boosts the officer ability, and then you could put, Goon in the 3rd spot, and that'll probably yield you your highest result. If we go find Goon, where is the big dumb Goon? There he is. He also gives a nice little big bonus here, which gets multiplied even further with Pike's captain's ability. And I think that's going to net you the most. But the problem is, these 4 officers you can get together in one pack for like $20. These 2 have no other sourcing that I'm aware of. Hendorf and Leslie are in this god-awful pack that I don't even want to show because I hate it so much. But I'll show it just for the purposes of science. Over here you have this Elite Federation Recruit Pack, which does have a small chance to provide you shards for Hendorf and Leslie. It also costs 500 of these Elite Federation tokens to open, just like your regular Federation pack. I've done videos in the past about what garbage the efficiency is on converting that. It has not been fixed in any way, shape, or form. Currently, it would cost me over 3,600 faction credits per pack, whereas regular Federation recruits, you can see here, I get 1 pack for 60 credits. This is only giving me 400. I actually need 500. And this is based on ops level. Some people at lower ops, this is going to be like 700 or 800. It's a pretty ridiculous number. I'm sorry, 7,000 or 8,000, which means you have to buy, 15,000 worth of packs to open 1 to get 1 shot at a bunch of officers. Terrible, terrible, terrible mechanic. Can't stress that enough how much it makes my skin crawl every time I see it. Yeah, yeah. So, what are we getting here? Oh, and you're right. in their infinite wisdom and ways to fix those packs, they made a prime for it. And said prime just gives you more officer shards, I think. So you just get more garbage. So what did we get? We got 12,606. Okay, that's not bad for one kill. Like I said, we're somewhere in that 12 to 13,000 range on these guys. There are also exocomps that you can use as well. That will boost your ship XP if you're grinding. They're Galaxy exocomps. They are a little harder to get. There's a 500% one. It's a 4-star one. This one's really nice. This one will pay out quite a bit. There's also a smaller one that I think is like a 250 or 100% bonus. There's a 100% ship XP bonus. I thought there was a 250, but maybe not. Maybe I don't have any of them. Oh, for the prime? Yeah. Well, alright. Since Brett asked. Let's go look at the prime. Just because, you know, we got to be consistency, right? We got to talk about how to source those guys. I want to say, is this a Galaxy Prime? Yeah, Prime FKR Elite Recruit Packs. Greatly improves the officer yield in those packs by 100%. So you get 100% more garbage. It's not entirely true. It's like 50% more garbage. Because the thing that's so terrible about these packs is the officer pools and whatnot that are in them. So every pack you open, you get 8 shards, you've got a 50% chance of getting uncommons, 40% chance of getting rares, only a 10% chance of getting epics. With the prime, you double that up to 16 shards per pack, which basically means you're getting 8 uncommons, 6 rares, and 2 epics, ideally, mathematically speaking. Of course, every roll is random, so they could all be different. But who else is in these packs? So many officers that you probably already have already. You've got all the people who were in the original Federation packs. Spock, Uhura, Bones, Sulu, and Arcady. Most people, by the time they're willing and able to spend on these recruit packs, should have these guys already maxed out. So you're getting some more officer XP, you're getting some more transporter patterns. You've got officers like Zhao and Yuki in there. Maybe you still need a few shards for those. Oh, Scotty too. I forgot Scotty. Yep. Then you've got some of the TOS crew. Okay, these guys don't have the best sourcing, so an opportunity to get them a little bit better. But the people you probably want the most are going to be harder to get drops for. And even if you do get a rare and you're looking to try and like get Harrison shards or something like that, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 rare officers. So that's a pretty diluted pool. If you're only getting like 4 or 5 rare shards, even with the prime, and you've got 11 officers in here to play with, the chances of you actually getting the one you want are pretty slim. The biggest benefit to this pack is the only way to source Leslie and Hendorf for free at the ridiculous cost of thousands of faction credits to get it done. And if you look at the other packs, well, these ones have fewer officers, which might make it a little bit better, but they also have fewer officers that you're actually looking for. This is currently, I think, the only way to source Lursa as well, is out of this pack here. And over here, this one's a lot more diluted as well. A lot more officers in here. A lot more uncommon officers in here. And rare officers. So these packs are not very good because they took the existing Federation Klingon Romulan packs, added a handful of new officers into them, and it's like, but we already have all those guys. So, all right. Just for science purposes now, we'll kill 1 or 2 more just to see for consistency. We're getting 12,606. Should be about the same, right? 12,606. 13,805. I guess that one had a little bit more hull hit points. 14,804. Yeah, okay, so there is a little bit of variance between some of these hostiles, I guess. But we're getting 13 to 14,000 per kill. Okay, let's call him back to base. Now let's go ahead, let's find a research to speed up. And then we're going to go do that new prime. Go back to our Galaxy tab. Prime Enhanced Analysis. 250% bonus to ship XP earned from combat. It takes these rhodinium particles, which I believe are only sourceable through dailies and such once you reach Ops 40, as well as multiphasic credits, which are only, well, I can't say only now. Typically, the only real way to get these is by making a purchase in the store. But there have been 1 or 2 packs that have been given out where this is the alliance gift that you get. So if somebody buys something, instead of getting like 5 recruit tokens or a 3-minute repair speed up, they have given out 5 multiphasic credits. Also, one other place I've started to see multiphasics now is in your recruit chest, your mission key recruit. If you go over here, this 7-day weekly drop, in addition to giving you the key, has also been giving out 5 multiphasic credits. Again, or 10 multiphasic credits. Again, it gives out 10, which, big deal. It basically means you have to go an entire year to get 1 multiphasic pack for free, because they all cost 500 apiece to unlock one. But hey, it's 1 free pack per year, so it's something more than we had yesterday, right? All right. We'll give that a second there. We'll let the helps roll through. Knock down this timer a little bit, wait for the repair speed up as well. And let's go ahead and get this done. Since we have a research event going on right now, I figured might as well, actually it was a double research event. I figured might as well take advantage of it and just do it now and get it done with. All right. Now let's fly back out here and let's see what we're getting. We got a 250% boost to our XP. We were getting around 13,500 on average, approximately, per kill. So let's go see what we get now. Cap Jesse asks, are the Fleet Commander officers only available for purchase? No. I mean, yes, they really are. But technically, they do have a free-to-play path to source them now. They are available in the Incursions event store. So if you are on a server that is participating in Incursions, you can buy Locutus and 7 of 9 and Kirk and Spock shards to get those extra fleet commanders unlocked. Now, the total cost to unlock an officer, because it takes 150 shards, the grand total cost is 22,500 shards, or event store coins, to unlock one of them, which at 1,000 points if you lose, and 3,000 coins if your alliance win or your server wins, means it would take you 8 months of winning, 8 months in a row, to be able to get a fleet commander for free. If you lose, it would take you 23 months or just shy of 2 years of losing every single Incursions event. Assuming they don't skip any months or have any other glitches or technical difficulties that prevent it from happening, it would take you 2 years to get one of them for free. All right, let's see what we're up to now. Let's get this out of the way. That was another, let's go kill another 40. And let's look at our battle log here. So remember, we were like 13,500, 14,000, somewhere in that range. That one was worth 23,219. So that's a pretty significant increase. We just went from like 13 or 14 grand up to 23,000. Somebody just took my son of a... I'm trying to do a video here. I should kill you just for being in my way. Alright, so we'll kill a couple of these guys. And now we'll go look at our battle logs. Alright, so 20,700. 20,900. 23,000 again. Okay, so we're consistently over 20,000. So this is a pretty big boost. If we were at, 13,500. Let's just say we're getting 22,000 now on average, and we were at 13,500 before. Yeah, that's a pretty big increase that we're looking at there. We're getting like it was a 250% bonus that the Prime was given, but in the net benefit is closer to 163%, which is still huge. There are not many things adding to ship XP, right? So in terms of like diminishing returns and stuff like that. And now let's take it a step further. Let's go one step further. So let's put this ship away. Let's take a ship that I know needs. The other thing to think about is like, why do this? Why does it matter? Well, when you get into G4, and when you have a lot of these hybrid ships, like the Talios, the Defiant, Cerritos, Fuchsia, things like that, that you're working on leveling up. Once you hit that certain tier and they start to be G4 class ships, this is the amount of like ship XP you start to need. We're not talking about thousands anymore. We're talking about millions. And while you can convert it with Latinum, as other people have said recently, it's a lot of Latinum to do it. We'll just take this ship for example. I need 1.5 million ship XP to level this up to that last level. If I wanted to do that right now, I've got 100K, but I'd still need 1.5 million. It's 30,000 Latinum. That's not bad as far as it, but it's all relative, right? 30,000 Latinum to some players is like, get the hell out of here. I'm not spending that. That's like, weeks of speed ups. So let's go ahead here and let's do a little officer assignment. We're going to take these guys. Now I don't have Leslie or Hendorf, so I can't put them in to give you like the true max value here, but I can do this. So we're getting Pike boosting our officer ability, his officer ability, which gives a ship XP boost, and Goon's officer ability also gives a ship XP boost. I feel like this way mathematically works out better than putting Talon as captain and putting these two guys on the side, because of this bonus here is actually going to net out higher. The bonus to his captain's ability, giving everybody else a bigger bonus, is going to make that better. Intangible says, you know how they call Gloomhaven a legacy game? I do not, because I don't know what Gloomhaven is. I've never played that one. But this is a true legacy game because you have to bequeath it to your descendants in order to complete it. You're probably not wrong there. And I'm sure Scopely would love to have that type of business stability, right? All these long-term players who are just passing down their accounts. Although they might ding you for terms of service for transferring the account to somebody else. You thought XP boosting abilities are not considered and are not boosted by Pyke's captain's ability? We can test it and find out. Because they're considered post-combat abilities? Maybe. They might be. I could be wrong on that. So what we'll do is we'll hit 2 or 3 things, and we'll go back and we'll switch them out. And we'll find out right now. So again, we were getting like 23,000 a kill before. Bequeath is a good word. Very often, very rarely a chance to use it. 26,000 now is what we're up to. Okay. Although if you were listening to DJ's podcast this week, he did use the word bequeath at least once or twice. He's going on vacation and he plans on doing some things like parasailing and jet ski riding and that kind of stuff. So just in case of his untimely demise, he was bequeathing, the show and some of his content and things like that to the various members of his team. All right, so let's go back and take a look here at a couple of these kills. So now with these guys on our crew, now we're up to 26,000 a kill. Yep, there's another 26,000. This is a 39, so this one should be a little lower. It's still 23,000. So we're still seeing a nice little increase. Consistently getting... The time it didn't want to show me. Let's try that again. Nope. It's just like, screw you, we're not telling you what your ship XP gain that time was. Okay. Apparently it just stopped doing it. Well, that's really weird. But at least because we're not leveling up the ship, I can see it across the bottom a little bit. Alright, but we're still in the 26,000 range. Alright, so let's go back. We'll swap some people around. Because you're right, maybe Pyke isn't given a bonus. The easiest way to figure this out is just going to be just to switch his spot. I'll just flip Pyke and Moreau. And we'll just see where they end up. Pyke doesn't boost XP gain abilities. That stinks. That's what Retro Hunter's saying. We'll confirm it just to be sure, but I guess it would make sense because it's not an actual combat ability. It's a post-combat ability. I mean, it's the result of a combat, right? If you don't have a combat, how do you get ship XP? But I can see how that would be accurate. It wouldn't work, so... In which case, then, what I said about 10 minutes earlier was wrong. And we're going to revise our crew recommendation here in a minute for the end of this video. Darktree, thank you very much for the lurk. Does Mrs. Tiberius have a question for today? She had a question that was kind of related to stuff we were talking about a little bit on Tuesday night. But I'll go ahead and ask, just for, we talked a little bit about this on Tuesday, some of this stuff, but some of you people may not have been here on Tuesday night. So she was just curious what everybody's favorite part of the Monday night collaborative stream between myself and Ultimate DJ was, and along with, game designer Brandon and community manager Eco. Bubba Joe was there, Trader was there, all hanging out, chatting about the new Forbidden Tech for those of you who weren't here on Monday night. I already told her, I said, I know what everyone's favorite part of that thing is going to be, but maybe there's some other answers other than the obvious one. that's what, yeah, that's what I told her the answer was going to be. I said, well, the part where I told GJ to shut up for a minute is probably going to be what people say the most. But maybe there were some other things. All right, so just for confirmation purposes, just to make sure, not that I don't trust you, I'm sure you guys are right in the chat, but we're here and we're demonstrating stuff, so we might as well just go ahead and demonstrate it anyway. And again, I did apologize. DJ, if you're watching, you're not watching, never mind. I don't need to apologize. Again, I meant to say shush. I don't know how shut up came out, but I mean, shush isn't great either, but it wasn't meant to be like insulting or anything like that. I was just, kind of razzing him a little bit. Anywho. Belair says the banter was fun. You couldn't hear Brandon much. So you lost interest until DJ and I were talking? Okay, so you're saying that Brandon's audio was low? Okay. He sounded okay on my end, but then again, a different audio setup, so that should certainly be a thing. Maybe she has a follow-up question. Not tonight, anyway. That was her question for the day. So, do we have any more joint streams planned? We do not. We left it sort of open-ended. We were both like, hey, this was a really fun thing we did. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. I know it probably won't be like, All right, so we're still getting about 23,000 a kill there. 23,000 again. 26,000. Yeah, so same point totals we were getting last time for the most part. So Pike is not giving any additional benefits like you guys mentioned a few minutes ago, and now we've officially confirmed. So we'll go back. We'll switch it up a little bit. Talon as captain then with Pike and Goon would be your standard 3 best officers to use in this scenario. If you have the shakedown people, they're probably better than Talon. I feel like their abilities, like her captain's ability is only a 15% boost, whereas the other guys are officer abilities, so they're going to scale up. Again, I don't know how you're going to source these guys other than buying packs of them or doing these other terrible things. But they start at 20%, so they're already better than her captain's ability. And if we go over to stfc.space real quick and we just look up, we just look up these officers. We look up Hendo, because he looks like Dan Henderson, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. He does look a little bit like him. So they start at 20%, and as you tier them up, they get all the way up to 60%, which will actually be the highest amount of ship XP you can get, because Goon and Pike are both 50%. Well, Pike might actually go higher than that. I don't think I have Pike maxed yet, do I? Goon's 50. I don't think I have Pike maxed. Pike also goes up to 60. Okay. So yeah, if you can scale those guys up, you could get a pretty large amount of ship XP, but sourcing them is not easy, so. TC says, I handled myself quite well, asking informed questions in a polite way that I honestly was happy with, as we have seen your rant side. Okay. Okay, that's fair. There are times where I can certainly be a little frustrated or disgruntled with the way certain things are done. And I feel like, you know, it's my first day, like, right, my first shot at doing something. If I come in just acting like a douche and, asking all the, why did you keep screwing this stuff up? Like, they're going to be like, okay, we're never working with you again. So, and that's not fair too, because most of this stuff, this designer Brandon guy may have no idea about or not even had a hand in, and I'm beating him up for stuff that he has no control over. So we tried to just, stick to the facts and leave emotion at the door and all of that fun stuff. All right, so we got an extra 15% coming from her now. And now we'll go back here and see what we can do. Yeah, Brandon seemed like a good dude. He was pretty honest in the way he answered his questions. He did the little sidestep once or twice without being prompted by Eco, which was also interesting and entertaining as well to see him sort of do that. It was a good time. It was a good time. So maybe we won't work together again since I told him to shut up. That's also a possibility. And you know, if that's the penalty I have to pay, I accept those terms. I accept those terms. Yeah, of course. Obviously there are things, plenty of things he can and can't say. I'm sure he went through a little media training seminar, and then plus Eco was right there to pull the plug if necessary. So, all right. So let's see what we're doing now. So we were getting about 23,000 before. Get a little bit better now, maybe 24 and change. Yep, we're still over 24 now. So this is a considerable increase from, like I said, from the 13,000 we were getting up to like the 20, 21, 22,000 now after the prime, which if you've bought other primes along the way, you have the multi-phasic credits. So really the only requirement to get it would be to be over Ops 40 to get the Rhydinium, which if you're under Ops 40, you can't get it yet, but you also don't need them because none of your ships require the millions and millions of ship XP needed to level these things up. So, all in all, I would have to agree with what you guys were saying earlier that this prime is worth getting. It's going to save you hundreds of thousands of millions of latinum over the course of time. And especially if you're going to set up those auto grinders overnight and just let some of your ships get hit on, like you want to level up that Fuchsia, just go park it in augment space with Pike Moreau. I'm sorry, Talon, Pike, and Goon as your crew, and come back tomorrow and see how much officer or ship XP you've gained.